Welcome back to the Talkin Chop podcast, brought to you by the folks at Chief of Staff KC, your local talent scouts making connections that matter.
That's right.
This week we are joined by Adriana Bates, partner at Clear Mortgage LLC. Adriana, I heard you just got back from Cabo. How was your vacation?
Well, I had to put on a sweater, so I was pretty pissed about that this morning. I have a very nice tan. I don't know if I am. You said I'm not on frame? Wait.
No, you're good.
Okay, good.
You're
I am on frame. Okay, I was like, in the beginning, it was like, you're not going to be on camera. I was like, wait, I want to be on camera.
You're on camera.
Well, I have a very nice tan, but I had to put on a sweater this morning, so I'm very disappointed to be back in Kansas City. I would like to just be in Cabo.
So now that when we're talking, you're not on camera, but when,
this is fancy. You guys got a really good media team behind you. I give it. I'm not giving Casey credit for that. That's your guys' credit.
That's right.
There we go. Well, what a terrible game last week. I think we all just want to sweep that one under the rug and move on. So we'll touch on it, but we're on to New York.
That's right.
For Week 8 matchup on Monday night back at home. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we will right the ship. We'll get into our takes on that game and all that coming up. But first, we're bringing you our position of the week, brought to you by Chief of Staff KC, your local trusted talent scouts. We're a recruiting firm in Brookside, and we'll bring you the best accounting and finance, admin, marketing, HR, ops, and sales positions or talent Kansas City has to offer. Lucas, what do you got this week?
So Casey, this is actually one of his clients. Hopefully he's okay with me sharing this. It's a pretty exciting one. It's a private equity firm here in town. They're looking for a financial analyst. They want somebody to come in, be on the buy side of things, but do a lot of the research and due diligence for potential acquisitions long term. So a lot of the public accountants that have always been drawn to those types of roles, we have one. And Kansas City, the market, we don't have a ton of those here. So I think, if you're interested at all before next busy season, give me a shout. You could dive into that finance side right away. Looking for a pretty specific background, but either way, we have other opportunities as well. The administrative side, they're still cooking. Customer service roles, as always. So if you want to get out of your retail job, give Tiffany or Briley a shout. And then on the operations side, sales side, we have some new sales manager positions. Mm-hmm. And then we still have some, I wouldn't say light industrial, but like warehouse type of manager roles as well. So kind of all across the board. This is the busiest we've ever been going into Q4. So it's a good time to test the market still.
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Well, those are your positions of the week, brought to you by Chief of Staff. Take it away, Lucas.
All right, Adriana, thank you for being here. Casey speaks very highly of you. And that's right.
No, I'm just teasing.
So
Don't believe the bad stuff.
That's right. We have a good idea of what she does, but the other viewers at home, they may not know. So do you mind giving us a little insight?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. And this is a really cool setup. I mean, I listened to it on the podcast platform, and I don't know if you're watching it, but it's really neat. And you guys have built something really amazing out here. So kudos to you guys. So again, my name's Adriana. I am a partner at Clear Mortgage. So we run a mortgage company. We try to be a little bit different. We try to have a really fun environment, not the cube bank type and feel. The average age of a loan officer and demographic is a 54-year-old white male. Yeah. So we're trying to change it up a little bit. We're down in the crossroads. We have an art gallery below us. So the idea was there to kind of recruit a younger generation. Whether that's working yet or not, I might need to talk to Casey about, figuring out how to do that. But our idea is to grow in a different way, to have a more tech-based mortgage company, but bring that personal feel in with it when it's needed. Sure. I think tech can only replace so much.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. And I have to ask, you did play a little basketball,
I did.
Right?
I did.
Did you make it to you made it collegiate level? You didn't make it?
I did. I got a full ride to Brown.
Okay.
So
Nice. Wow.
I just have a nice jump shot. I'm not that smart. No, I'm just teasing. I'm from the East Coast originally, so I'm from upstate New York, which we can when we talk about sports, it'll be interesting as well. But I played throughout college, so I played 4 years there.
Okay.
Women's sports, and we can go on a whole tangent about that. So after my post-college career, the really only opportunity you have is to go overseas to play.
Really?
The WNBA is growing, but I graduated in 2006. Sorry, young guys, I know this is a long time ago. So it wasn't as lucrative as it is now.
Sure. Okay, well, I had to ask. Like I said, he said you had a pretty good game, so I figured
I can still be. I'm like I can kill everybody in horse.
There you go.
My first step is gone after blowing my Achilles, but.
Yeah, well, at least you're not Casey out there.
That's right.
I did not rupture my plantar fasciitis by walking. Okay, let's just put that out there.
This will be his favorite episode, absolutely.
Well, Chief of Staff, in honor of Casey, actually, he likes to call us the conduits of culture. And we find that focusing on culture fit is vital to making a successful placement in the long run. So from your experience managing Clear Mortgage, I know you just mentioned you're looking to kind of get younger and have a more tech-focused approach. But, what are your thoughts on culture? What do you really look for when you hire?
Well, this is going to be a very honest podcast. So
That's right.
Yeah.
At first, I was very frustrated with culture. I thought there was too much emphasis put on culture. I'm a very sales-driven person. I've always been on the sales side, and we can go into a sales ops battle all day, and
Sure.
I'm 100% on the sales side. That's just my lifeblood, is my personality. If I know you guys live, breathe, die personality profiles, I am the stereotypical, all like on the disc, I'm like all D, all I,
Yeah.
0 S, 0 C. Like
Gotcha.
that is me. So culture is a waste of effing time. Like, let's go get a deal. Let's close it.
Yep.
Why are we talking about whose birthday it is? Like, how much time did it really take for you to blow up that balloon bouquet and drop that glitter bomb? Like, I want to talk about that. Like, how many calls could we have made in that time? So that was my old view on culture. I am understanding now that there are different personality types and not everyone is like me. So some people value those things, like maybe stopping in the middle of the day and having a yoga class, which is what we do at Clear Mortgage. And all I can hear is my phone buzzing, which gives me very high anxiety. But I understand that it is very necessary to allow people to debrief and meditate in the middle of the workday.
Nothing
hate
like
it.
some anxious yoga.
Oh my God. I have anxiety thinking about it. Anyways, so I understand the importance of culture.
Sure.
Am I the best implementer of culture? No. That's why I really need chief of staff to find me someone that can just implement culture in my office. Like, remind me to tell people, great job on that report. Like, I just need, I understand, and it's definitely a necessity, especially with this different generation that's coming into the workforce. I think there has to be a community within the workplace. There has to be a feeling of family, that we work really hard, but we play really hard together. I think that's very difficult to fake, and I'm struggling with that right now.
Sure. Well, thanks for sharing. I love the transparency. It definitely adds a
Hopefully
nice
none of my
element.
employees
Yeah.
listen to this.
As far as
But they know I'm trying. I'm trying.
That's right. That's all that matters.
I have happy hours and stuff. I try to go.
Hey, there we go.
I'm
Well,
not
you're in the
drinking right now. I'm
crossroads, the
like
perfect
pounding
spot
water.
for it.
Yeah.
Good point. Quick hitter segment now. So we're going to just hit a first down, sack, and a Hail Mary. First down is going to be a recent bit of success yourself or Clear Mortgage has had that led to more success, and we'll start there.
We have now expanded into multiple states. So we're not just a local here in Kansas and Missouri. We're in
Excellent.
North Carolina. We're in Ohio. We're in Florida.
Okay.
So we are growing, and it's really just around talent. So I speak once a quarter in the mortgage industry. If you've ever had a mortgage professional in this seat before, you would probably vouch that they don't have a lot of personality nor character.
no.
So all I'm saying is that when you find talent and when you find people that are innovative and smart and charismatic, you scoop them up and you cuddle them like a small, lonely child, and you let them grow in a really cool culture.
That's
There you
exciting. I think she's the first.
Yeah, I
Right?
think she
And
is.
only. I'm
And
telling you
only.
right now,
That's
you're not
right.
going to have another mortgage. So another person in mortgage is not going to sit in this
You've
seat.
set the bar exponentially
just
high,
teasing.
so we're good. Sacks, recent setback you've had to overcome, and you've learned from.
So I'm a small business in a big business industry. Mortgage is run by bigger banks, bigger correspondent lenders, and I feel as though I have become the training ground for these banks to just come in and recruit my staff, which is driving me crazy.
Sure.
So it's always a sack, and it's a sack to my gut because I put in my biggest commodity is my time. It's my biggest. It's the biggest. It's the way I make money. It's where I could be spending with my kids. So the amount of time and energy that I invest in new employees that I bring from the ground up that don't have experience, and I train them to be the best of the best, and then this large bank just comes in and swoops them up. It's a gut punch every time.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how to. I think maybe we could this could be like a therapy session. Like, is the culture
There we go.
what's missing there? That
Yeah.
maybe to keep some more loyal employees, or to we're implementing the 401ks, we're implementing the benefits. We're trying to. I hear when you're in your previous podcast when you're talking about a great paying position, we are at the highest of the comp level. Like,
There we
how
go.
retention? Like, maybe you guys need to do a podcast just to teach companies about employee retention and to prevent this crazy turnover of your generation. Yes, I'm looking at both of you.
Yeah.
No, I know. I mean, a lot of young people, they bounce around till they find what they're happy with. And it's not always that they're looking for something new. It's they're looking for, somewhere they can,
Make a
see
difference.
themselves in the long run, but then also just kind of buy into something bigger than themselves, honestly, and building something, which, you would think as a smaller business, that's what they would see in your company. So it'd be interesting. I'd love to talk to you more about that.
Yeah, we'll talk afterwards, but they're treating them almost like gigs, like let's give this one a shot. Let's give this one a shot.
So-
Hiring's hard, but retention's a lot harder. And it really
What
is.
I've tried to implement now is something called Trainual. Have you guys seen Trainual? It's oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love it. It's this tech that is basically building out a playbook for your business. So for small businesses, training and onboarding is one of the most daunting pieces of scaling and growing, I think. And if it's done incorrectly and if you don't dedicate enough time to it, it can really make or break your business, I think. And that's where I think entrepreneurs or business owners make the biggest mistakes is they want to scale, but they don't train and onboard properly.
Right.
So Trainual's really, this is not a plug, this is not sponsored, whatever it is.
Shout out
I'm
Trainual.
not an influencer, but Trainual has made a huge difference and you guys should look into it. And
Okay.
I think I can't explain it and
Okay.
I do a really bad job, but
No.
it's helped.
Good
check it
call.
out.
And then lastly,
Yeah.
like the Hail Mary, the big goal you're working on for
Sure.
Clear Mortgage for the next year.
So it's a numbers game. So right now we're doing about 200 million a year, which is you guys. It's a
lot of
metric.
money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we want to grow by 5 times in
Sure.
2022, which is crazy because in the mortgage world, 2020 and 2021, while most industries had a really tough time in the mortgage world and the real estate world, you have to be living under a rock to not know that it's just absolutely booming right now.
Yep.
So actually our 2020 year was blown out of the water by 2021 already, and we're just started Q4, so
Sure.
2022, we have some big goals. We've onboarded some really good talent, and so we're hoping to grow, we're hoping to scale by
Hell
5
yeah.
times.
Oh, that's exciting.
Well, best of luck with that.
Yeah,
That's an awesome goal
absolutely.
to have.
Yeah.
It's a big number to hit.
Maybe we'll all go to Cabo.
There we go.
There we
We
go.
hit it.
And then you have to share with everybody, maybe if you would like, the
Yeah.
challenge you're undertaking right now. Is I've heard a little bit
Oh my
about
God,
it.
75 hard. So I'm on the end of it, so it's not. You should have asked me like in the first week how I was doing. I would have
Sure.
been like in cold sweats.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
So I am right in the middle of 75 hard, which is, for anyone that doesn't know, is just, it's not a diet challenge. It's truly a lifestyle challenge where it's 2 workouts a day, one of them being outside, 45 minutes. You drink a gallon of water, no alcohol,
Yeah.
and following a diet plan. So for me, I'm intermittent fasting, following a clean diet. It's
There
like
you go.
paleo diet.
Yeah.
So it's really helped just clear my head, kind of get me focused. I have a very controlling type A type personality. So if I feel like I'm in control in one part of my life, the rest of things
Yeah.
usually typically fall in line.
It's that discipline.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's that
That's
discipline.
right.
So it's been interesting going on trips to like Cabo and Vegas and
Yeah.
having the Chiefs not be so awesome.
Yeah.
So there's been definitely a time, where I wanted to just throw back a couple of drinks, but it's been
Yeah.
I drink club soda and water.
That's impressive. Maybe they'll have like a 10-day hard for you and
Yeah.
I.
I've heard a lot of people, I have a lot of friends
Yeah.
that are like, yeah, let's do 30 easy. Like,
Yeah.
can we do 30? But it's the whole thing, if you listen to it or if you read his book, it's just about putting yourself in it. If you live in the uncomfortable, then when you're truly in the uncomfortable, it's
Yeah.
easy.
No,
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, maybe the Chiefs are going to force me to stop drinking after a while.
That's right.
Maybe if they don't turn the ship around, come January, we'll have some free time on our hands.
That's
but
right.
we'll see. So in a testament to Andy Reid, every week we give our guests the first take, kind of recapping the game. So how did you think that Titans game went on Sunday?
Well, there's a lot of tequila being thrown back while we were watching that game. So I was explaining to the boys before we went on air that, I'm sorry if I call you the boys, but you're the boys.
Okay, we're the boys. That's right.
Before we went on air, that surprisingly there was a lot of Chiefs fans in this very exclusive resort in Cabo, and it was the most depressing scene I have ever envisioned, where it was like this beautiful backdrop and just these depressed men throwing back very expensive tequila, and just with their tears in their eyes almost, and their heads in their hands, just disappointment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So a lot of tequila and a lot of
There
disappointment
we
is
go.
my summary of the game.
Tucker, did you have some tequila? I thought I saw something on social media. You were pounding some shots as well. There you
There you
go.
go.
Oh, our tequila was a lot
Patron
better than that Patron. Sorry. It was, but I just think it was sloppy. I think
Yep.
the defense can't do anything, and our offense is just. I don't know if they're getting comfortable or what, but they just looked messy.
We got to step it up. The only positive that I can really hang my hat on is Patrick tweeted about next week. Like, I don't even think there was anything to pull from the most recent game. The fact that he's looking on, to Monday Night Football and the Giants, okay. I'll rally behind that and let's keep this thing moving. I don't have much else to say.
I mean, as much as I, am a big fan of his positivity and his optimism, looking forward to the rest of the year, the challenge of, writing a story, writing a narrative, figuring out who this team is, all of that. I get it, but it's also his fault. He's pressing.
Absolutely.
He's 100% pressing. He's making some of the worst throws that I've ever seen this man make. And it's because they go behind every game. Like, we can't keep deferring the ball because then we just set ourselves in a hole that we're trying to come back from. Like, our defense can't stop anyone. Like, I know that's been our strategy, but maybe it's time to, if now's the best time to do anything, I think we should maybe look into taking the ball in the first half.
I think we should talk about what no one wants to talk about. How he's now a working dad and has a baby and a life at home.
You stole the words right out.
Can he handle it?
Yeah.
We deal with it all the time. I have 3 kids. I had to go right back to work after I had a baby. I legitimately worked in the hospital bed.
Wow.
Can this man keep up with managing it all?
Right. Doesn't it help that his brother's doing TikToks and getting in the news and just disappointing
I think he's a young guy that's got a lot on his
Yeah.
plate, and he's got to figure out this work-life balance that does not exist.
Yep.
So he's got a lot of pressures on him, and I don't think he's handling it very well.
Yeah, he's been
right
playing
now.
a couple long seasons these past 2 years. Everyone thinks time's just catching up to him. So we'll see how he handles it.
There's probably some truth behind that theory.
You can edit that out if you don't want it.
No, I love it. I love it.
We get it all the time, though, as working women. We're like, oh, let's see what happens to their
100%.
career once they have their children,
Yeah.
It's I hate to say it because this is obviously Chiefs country, but it's a little bit refreshing to hear some fault being pointed towards, oh, he now has to manage a family
Yeah.
and a baby.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's only 24. I mean, it's a lot.
young.
But so let's sweep that game under the rug.
that's
I
right.
know there's a
Go
lot
Monday?
to learn from,
Next.
but we're on to New York. So the Chiefs come back home to Arrowhead for Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Hopefully, going to right the ship, but we'll see. How do you think this game's going to go against New York?
I'm from upstate New York, so I'm a Bills fan. I grew up a Bills fan, so
it's okay. We'll let it pass.
Yeah, I know.
Part of the
you can't really
mafia.
talk about it. You saw what happened.
That's right.
But I think they have a little bit more time. It's a Monday night game, so they can, work on some things for a little bit longer. And it's also the Giants suck. So
It's true.
can we right the ship? I hope so. I would hope so. If we don't, then I think your next podcast is going to be.
Can we please get some pressure on the quarterback? Like, please,
I know.
just one sack. Like, that would be absolutely wonderful. We've gone from a dominant D-line, or so I thought, the last couple of years, with Chris Jones being on the inside, to just, maybe blowing on the quarterback from a couple feet away. Like, we can't even get in scratching distance. So that's the one thing I want to see from Monday night is put Daniel Jones in the dirt a couple times, and hopefully we can, use that to rally.
Yeah, I mean, my only take is if we can't get this right, I mean, we're going to be on national television and we are going to be exposed. So,
Relax.
I'm not very confident going into this game,
Don't say
but, based on Chiefs past, I think this is I don't know. We beat the Eagles. We're going to right the ship, and we come home, we lose to the Bills. And then we beat Washington, we right the ship, and then we lose to the Titans. So hopefully, if the pattern follows, we kick the crap out of the Giants on national television.
And we're home.
Yes.
So I think that's going to be a big.
It didn't matter against the Bills.
Statistically
that's true.
speaking, that offense, we're still looking good on the numbers, so we're due, right? Like, if you want to look at it that way. So I'm going to still hang my hat on that. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, let's get into score predictions. Adriana, do you have a potential score prediction for
No,
the game?
I'm not going to score predict it.
A lot to a little.
Yeah, a lot to a little, I hope. But, I mean, let's just, hopefully it's high scoring. I mean, because our defense hasn't done anything. So let's just hope that we can come out on fire and our offense is doing well. So let's just hope for a high score on our side.
I like it.
31-21, Chiefs will win in not the most dominant fashion, but I think we'll get it done.
Yeah, I'm going to say 34-24, pretty similar to you, but add a field goal on there for both teams. Tucker, what do you got?
I'm going to go
34-13.
Blowout.
Yeah, see,
Love
that would be
That'd be
nice,
nice.
right? Stop Daniel Jones. Like, who's his wide receiver? Kadarius Toney now.
He's coming off a
Darius
hurt
Slayton.
ankle, I think. So.
Yeah, they don't really have any wide receivers, so hey, maybe if we can actually play some defense in the back end, we can get some pressure in the front end.
Yep.
Not that it's our corner's fault by any means. There's just no pass rush, but we will see
That's
on
right.
Monday night. But Adriana, thank you so much for being
Appreciate
with us.
it.
No, it's
It was
been
a
fun,
great
guys.
time. Yeah,
It was awesome.
Conversation before was great as well, but it's been great to know you. So, but that does it for week 7 of Talkin' Shop. Whether you're listening on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever the button you press to get your podcast.
That's right.
Make sure to follow us along all season as we interview some of Kansas City's top execs and personalities. But yeah, we'll catch you all next week. And as always,
Go Chiefs.